Well, we're here with another episode of Conversations and Connections. We're the official podcast of the Family Crisis Center of East Texas. I'm Stuart, the prevention coordinator for the agency. With me today, I have Justin Holland. He is what is known as an RSS recovery coach for ADAC, the Alcohol Drug Abuse Council. Is that right?
Well, they changed it to the Alcohol and Drug Alcohol and Drug Awareness.
Awareness.
Yeah, they switched it.
Okay, so the Alcohol and Drug Awareness Council of East Texas, and so we're going to talk a little bit about the RSS program that's offered through ADAC. First of all, Justin, thanks for doing this.
Absolutely.
I guess first of all, kind of tell me a little bit about what the. Well, look, I want to go back because I always do this whenever I do presentations for the Family Crisis Center. A lot of people have probably heard of ADAC, probably know a little bit. Okay, you have to do with alcohol and drug abuse, people who have, gone through alcohol and drug situations, and, you're helping them to recover. But probably a lot of people just don't know all the wide array of different services that ADAC provides. So this is just one of those. Can you tell me just a little bit about what the Recovery Support Services, that's what RSS stands for. What is Recovery Support Services?
So Recovery Support Services is the services that ADAC offers, and typically how it works, we could have people walk up from the streets or be referred from just about anybody. But typically how it works is you go through the OSAR, which is the Outreach Screening Services for ADAC. And basically how that works is you come up there to ADAC, you get screened, and they kind of determine if you need treatment, like inpatient rehab or outpatient. And once they kind of meet with you, and they'll send a referral over to us. And we'll call you, set you up with a one-on-one, and sit down and meet with you and discuss the needs of the person. And like how it is, Recovery Support Services, it kind of goes along with, we meet the needs of the person, and it can be a wide variety of anything. Some people need help getting a job, getting their driver's license, social security card. Really the needs of the person, it could be a wide variety of many things. And so we kind of help them along their journey. And we also, we have groups on Wednesdays from 5:15 to 6:15, and that's kind of the gist. We do our groups, we meet with them one-on-one, we help them with a wide variety of whatever they got going on.
Okay, so these are weekly meetings.
Yes, sir.
They're held once a week.
Yes, sir.
Is there a set amount of time? Like, do they go for a certain amount of time before, let's say, like the program is completed, or is it always to however long they need to be in the program?
So it does vary. We got some people that we'll meet with their initial engagement. Like, we'll have somebody that comes in and they're like, man, I need help getting a job, or whatever their initial struggle is. Sometimes we're able to wrap that up in 1 to 2 meetings, and they feel like, they're good from there.
Okay.
Other people may need a little bit of a longer, time frame with their guidance with that. But typically it's a year-long program, and that basically, we'll sign them up, and it gives them access to us for a full year. We're typically, our other outpatient groups last, 3 months. Our program's a year long.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So is there a set curriculum? Is there or anything, or is it on an individual basis?
So we usually like to meet with the individual on particular things with them, and one person may need coping skills. Another person may need, he got CPS court coming up.
Right.
So we'll go advocate for them, and or a different court case, or whatever it may be. They may need help filling out, getting food stamps, dealing with tickets, just anything that the individual has going on that they're struggling with. We kind of help them navigate through that on a one-on-one basis. And but for as the group goes, We do cover things like coping skills, triggers. When the holidays come up, holidays is always a big
Right.
issue.
Sure.
Relapse. Um, and so we try to rotate it out throughout the year. Or if I see certain individuals struggling with the same thing, we'll cover that. But one of the cool things is once a month we'll do a speakers meeting. Like last night, we had a guest speaker, Dwayne Greenwood. He came and spoke to the group, and we'll combine both men and women groups together. And that way they get to see people from the community that are in recovery as well.
Okay, so you brought up a very interesting point. So it's separated men and women.
Yes, sir. So I'm the men's recovery coach, so I deal directly with men. My coworker, Susan, she deals with the women, unless there's a conflict of interest, like a family member or a friend, where, we keep that separate. And we also have a Be Well recovery coach, Trinity Moore, and she meets the people that are out in the rural communities. I say Jasper, Crockett, Corrigan, Livingston, anywhere out there. We also bring recovery to them, and she does it all by Zoom. And now hers will be mixed because it's through Zoom, but
Right.
directly I deal with men, she deals with women.
Is there a particular reason why it's been decided to do separation like that?
I'm sure there is. I'm not really too sure, I guess.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just didn't know
Yeah.
if it was if that was something that was common in alcohol and drug recovery.
No, so normally
situations.
our other outpatient, or we're not outpatient, but the outpatient groups, they combine.
Yeah.
And I guess really the difference would be because a female, when you're meeting with a one-on-one basis, to build that rapport with your participant, and
Sure.
obviously women will go through something totally different from what men usually go through, and
Right.
so probably
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's. Does anyone are there certain qualifications that someone has to meet to qualify for this program? Is there certain criteria they have to adhere to or meet before they can enroll?
No, so we work with the family as well. But typically about 90% of our people are, recovering addicts or alcoholics, got issues. A lot of them come in, they got issues, like I said, CPS court, drug court, felony courts, whatever, that they got going on. That's typically who the people we work with, or homelessness, someone's homeless. But we do work with family members that are like a spouse, that needs guidance and direction in how to, so we work with everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that's really, I think, that's unique about this program is it's the implementation, I guess, of non-clinical services. Like you are helping these people better themselves through helping them get an education, or through an education, helping them find work. You were saying helping them, if they, for some reason, don't have a driver's license or a social security card, you're helping them with things like that. It's not just learning how to get off the drugs and the alcohol.
Right. And and it's like a little different than, like you said, than clinical, because we get people, just for example, somebody comes in and they're beaten, battered, off the streets, don't got an ID, social security card, a job, got CPS involvement, got felony court cases or court cases, fees, and nothing. And we help them piece by piece it all back together to where they have a job, they get a place to stay, they're getting their kids back,
Yeah.
they're building their relationships back to their, helping them how to communicate with their family members, because a lot of the family members don't understand addiction. So we really just help them get everything back together. And sometimes we get people that come in that it ain't that, severe. They just need the extra support, and they like the camaraderie of the groups, being around other people, and
sure.
that. So it's just a wide variety, but it is really a really, really cool program. And I don't know, I feel blessed just to have this job.
When talking to your clients, because I always try to figure out or wonder a tie that kind of goes back to the Family Crisis Center's mission. When talking to clients, do you ever see any ties to substance abuse or ties of substance abuse with sexual assault, domestic violence, or just unhealthy personal relationships.
Yes, especially I know with the men, and like I said, Susan, my coworker that deals with the females, she probably sees a lot more maybe. And but domestic violence, I've had a participant. He was a guy, and things were real violent at home. And we had to. That's actually one of our jobs. Also, is to refer people to the proper resources. Like this guy come in, he has issues. The wife's getting violent, and we refer them to the Family Crisis Center to help us. Because a lot of things, that's our job is, get them to the right places so they could help. Because we want to work together as a team.
Sure.
But yeah, unhealthy relationships is a real big common thing we see, especially, with substance abuse, codependency, that's another big thing we work around all years, relationships,
Yeah.
things like that.
Well, that's what I like about agencies like the Family Crisis Center and like ADAC. We deal with separate issues going on in people's lives, but in the same time, it's all kind of tied in together, and we will rely on each other as agencies to service the communities, which I really like doing. I kind of want to close things off a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about your personal journey? What got you into this? What's your background, and what got you into being a recovery coach?
Yeah, so just a quick kind of rundown of my history. I'm in recovery, going on a little over 3 years and 3 months sober. So I grew up in a family with a lot of addiction, and lost a lot of friends through overdose and suicide and alcohol related deaths. I started using drugs at probably around 17. So nearly all my life, I was using alcohol or drugs. Went through a CPS incident case where CPS removed my daughter from my home because I was, cooking methamphetamines at the house. Ended up catching 5 felonies during that time and got sent to the prison. And I got pulled out and got stuck in the drug court program under Judge White. And that's really a lot of where my recovery started. And because they helped me, build a foundation underneath my belt, get a job,
Sure.
Be held accountable. And so it actually came through the ADAC as a client. Yeah.
Okay.
And I slipped up about a year in the drug court, and they sent me to the Unity Treatment Center in Beaumont, which was a good thing. That's where I learned a lot about what addiction is. And I always wanted to kind of work up here at ADAC. So a couple years after finished, drug court and everything, I go to the Most Excellent Way program in Huntington. It's a faith-based program. And there was a girl that worked up here, and she's kind of the one that helped me get a job up here. And so that's kind of my dream, in recovery. Been through a lot of the same incident or similarities, the people I work with. That's what's kind of cool is when, you get somebody that got a CPS case, and because I was a father that had my kid removed because of my actions, and to help them get their kids back. Or, me and my coworker Susan are part of both drug court teams, so to help navigate the people through drug court, or, it's cool to be able to give back and to help them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
and that's one of the requirements, actually, to be a recovery coach is you got to have the past life experience.
Well, I think that really makes sense, and I think it does your clients good to know that, hey, you're just not a guy that, went to school to get this education, and you're telling me what I need to do to get my life in order. You've been through what they have been through, so what their struggles are and what it's like to go through this recovery.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the awesome things is, between the three of us here, the 3 recovery coaches, we all got similar stories, but a little different. And we're able to help because, each one of us can relate to whatever their issue is going on. And we've,
Sure.
been able to overcome it and get to the other side. And that's our goal, is to help them navigate through it.
Yeah.
And it builds a rapport with them. When they walk in and they're like, man, I got this going on, or CPS this, or probation that, or whatever it may be.
Right.
I'm like, I understand what you've been through. I've been there. You know what I mean? We can get you out.
Well, great. Justin, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time. this all kind of happened fast. We met each other last week, and I said, hey, I got this podcast. I'd love for you to come on. And hey, you didn't skip a beat. You were like, yeah, come on over. Let's talk about the RSS recovery program. If someone is listening to this and they feel like they need the services, who can they contact?
So they could contact ADAC, the main office, and just, let them know, hey, I would like to have a recovery coach, or if you can remember the RSS program. Or you could just come up here. Our office is at 503 Mantooth Avenue. It's called the Darmy's Place of Recovery. It's in the backyard of ADAC. It's a white building. But if you need us, just call ADAC, and we'll take care of you.
All right. Thank you. Justin Holland, RSS recovery coach for ADAC's RSS program, Recovery Support Services. And if you feel like you need the services of the Family Crisis Center, we do have our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week hotline. That number is 1-800-828-7233. And be sure to subscribe to Conversations and Connections. You can do that via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, pretty much any podcast service of your choice. Also, if you would like to make a monetary donation to the Family Crisis Center, just go to our website. And if you go to the website, FamilyCrisisCenterofEastTexas.com, you will see there a link that you can click if you would like to make a monetary donation to help someone in need. And be the voice, if not for you, for someone else.